Okay, hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Priya. I'm joined by my colleague Nicholas. We are both BEAM officers from Penta-Ocean Construction. Today, I'll be sharing about our challenge for autonomous site cleaning robot. Okay, a brief introduction to our company, Penta-Ocean. Construction is a major Japanese construction company. We have successfully completed over 100 projects worldwide and 20 projects in Singapore alone. Our projects range from civil marine, civil land, and build projects. Some of our major projects in Singapore include the RTS Link T232, T5 Megaspine CR117 Bright Hill Station, and the Elective Care Center. Okay, let me now introduce our challenge statement. There are currently four different types of cleaning stages in our sites. We require routine maintenance like sweeping slabs and clearing muddy paths, specifically in outdoor environment. We also need cleaning before applying finishes, such as spraying and scraping concrete and pre-handover cleaning like mopping and washing. So this work is intensive and inconsistent at this moment. So these are the four types of site conditions that workers typically clean. So we have the indoor dry condition, indoor wet condition in lower basement levels, especially when it rains. And then similarly for outdoor, there's also both wet and dry conditions when it rains for steel plates that are used for vehicles. For current cleaning methods, we have manual sweeping with brooms and mechanical sweeper equipment, which will be pushed by a worker. Let's now look at the mechanical sweeper in action. So we remove the top dust collection compartment. You look at the mechanism inside. So if you look at it, right, it is quite effective in cleaning. However, it's quite dusty and very much manual as someone has to push it. Okay, so this issue affects site workers, project manager, and the management. Site workers face health risks from the dust and poor hygiene, and as well as safety risks like mosquito breeding. Then project managers, they feel the pressure from tight schedules and the need to get work done on time. And our management faces rising labor costs and a shortage of manpower, which impacts our budget. This is our vision for an autonomous cleaning robot. The robot must be able to perform both wet and dry cleaning. It needs to be able to handle different terrains and move autonomously without getting stuck. The robot must avoid obstacles and be resilient to weather and dusty conditions on site. So finally, it should also be maintenance friendly for easy upkeep. We will evaluate the proposals based on these specific criteria and their respective weightage. So the most important factors here are the cleaning capabilities, which is 20% weightage, and autonomous capability, which is around 15% weightage. Our other important criteria includes handling various debris size and weight. And then we also have weather resilience and ease of maintenance, each at around 10% weightage. Real-time monitoring and reporting, battery life, mobility on uneven terrain, each with either 10 or 5% weightage. We do have a preference for modular design so that we can easily transport it between floors. As for the trial details, these are the actual site conditions where we intend to test the cleaning robots. We have the wet and dry conditions both indoors and outdoors. So this is how we envision the trial to be performed. So we will test it in the four main environments, right? Indoor dry, indoor wet, outdoor dry, and outdoor wet. Additionally, for indoor spaces, we'll also test overnight runs after we cordon off a small area. To help you, we will provide the following. One would be access to designated cleaning zones at our sites, historical cleaning data to help you understand the needs better, any expert advice from our safety and engineering teams, and on-site coordination to help with logistics. So upon successful pilot, we will adopt the solution across our major projects, and we also plan to adopt a leasing model with a monthly fee of around 2.5K to 6K depending on the robot's capabilities. Beyond Penta-Ocean, there's a broad market reach for this solution. The robot could be well adopted by commercial, industrial, or infrastructure sectors. And this brings me to the end of our presentation. We've discussed the challenges of the construction site cleaning impact on our projects and people, and how our proposed autonomous site cleaning robots can be a transformative solution. Now, I would like to open the floor for any questions that you may have.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Priya. If you got a question, please type into the chat box. We got a question here from Julius. Will Penta-Ocean be able to share more about the cleanliness standards for your construction sites? Just want to know what is acceptable and not in terms of construction site cleanliness.
What do you think was acceptable?
Is there like a mandated, you know, by regulation, or is this your internal standards?
Do we have internal standards? I don't think we have an internal standard per se,
Mhm.
but let me see. So okay, it varies across different sites. For example, in our ECC sites, right, we have regular sweeping daily, which should be conducted by like 3 workers, for like 4 hours. And we also have regular housekeeping, which would involve all the 1,700 workers to work for like 1 hour to upkeep everything. Then for steel plate cleaning or like sweeping and spraying, it's quite ad hoc and very hard to quantify. That is for ECC side. For T232, the regular sweeping or like the housekeeping frequency varies. So ECC side is quite big, whereas the T232 is quite small. So we have 135 workers who usually do the cleaning uh, for about 2 hours per week. Yep.
So in
Mhm.
other words, what you're saying is, so okay, right now they say 2 hours of cleaning will get you to the result that you want.
Yes.
But you don't actually have an objective
Yeah,
measure of
we don't
what
really
outcome
have it.
is.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Um, I mean, for the sake of the innovators, right? Could you maybe um suggest what what the what that successful outcome is? It's or is it something that you need to consult with some of the operational folks?
I think we need to consult with the people on site first. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, right. Any other questions for Priya and team? Priya, between maybe I'll chip in a question here. Between indoors and outdoors, which side do you feel is a greater priority for the ocean?
Mm, like you're asking which one do we prefer?
Um, I mean both indoors and outdoors
Mm,
is part of the challenge statement, so we're trying to solve both. But
mm.
if there is if there's a solution that is more suited for indoors or more suited for outdoors, maybe we can welcome those submissions as well. But just to hear from you, between the two, is there a point of view as to which one is more critical to solve, which one's harder for you, takes up more resource at the moment, or more important to keep dry, for example, and clean. So, do you have in terms of priority, a point of view on that?
I think the easiest to resolve is dry condition actually.
Okay.
For wet condition, I don't think that the robots at this point in time will be able to solve this or the outdoor conditions. And usually the indoor conditions also they will assign more people to the indoor dry conditions. Yeah. So maybe for this PM we can try to focus on the dry condition, but we do welcome solutions which is able to like solve both for either one of it. Yeah.
Okay. So for you, it's more dry versus wet rather than indoor versus outdoor.
Yeah, you could put it that way. Yeah.